Your social awkwardness is your superpower. Many men that I work with, they tell me, Payam, I feel awkward when I try to connect with others. I feel socially awkward when I try to join a group conversation. When I want to talk to women, I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm weird, all that stuff, right? Today, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why your perceived awkwardness is a superpower. In fact, it is your greatest asset. Okay, so let me explain. If you're a guy or a girl and you want to connect with another human being, what does that require? That requires some level of vulnerability. Why? In order to be vulnerable and connect with somebody else, you have to risk, in a sense, being who you are, both physically and emotionally. But that risk is necessary to create a bond. See, if you are not owning up to your awkwardness and perceived weirdness and all that stuff, the person that you're trying to connect with, right, they're going to see that, you're not being fully who you are. So I'm also going to stay reserved. But if you own everything that's different about you, the pens you buy, the glasses you wear, the clothes, whatever is unique about you, if you own up to who you are, you allow the other person, the other human, man, woman, whatever, to be who they are. See, they're going to see that you're being real. And once they see that you're being real, you've allowed them some comfort to also be vulnerable, okay? So you're being vulnerable, you're being honest, they see that, now they can be vulnerable and honest. And here's where the beauty comes in. If you do that, and they do that, and you both share a similar interest or a similar quirk, guess what happens? Connection formed. Bond formed. But if you try to be, I don't know, some cool guy who doesn't, you don't own up to your uniqueness, all of these things that make you you, if you don't own up to who you are and you try to be somebody else that you're looking at on TikTok or I don't know, whatever it is, wherever you get your information from, if you're trying to be like somebody else, you've robbed yourself of a quality connection. That connection could be a friend, like I said, it could be a romantic partner, it could be somebody that you want to connect with career-wise, business-wise, whatever. But if you try to be this cool guy who always has this shield and is never really opening up and allowing depth to occur, allowing this connection to occur, which, by the way, this is rooted in science. I'm not making this stuff up. It's not like I just pulled this out of my ass right now, okay? In order for connections to occur, you must be vulnerable. It allows other people to see that they can be who they are. This is why your superpower is your awkwardness. Again, I hate that people perceive awkwardness as a weakness. This is a huge mistake. This is why I'm telling you this. This is why after the end of this video, there's going to be a paradigm shift in your life, because you're going to recognize that, wait a second, this entire time I've been on earth, I've thought of this as a weakness, a negative trait. Nope, not anymore. This is in fact your greatest weapon, okay? But I can't help you if you aren't you all the time when you're meeting new people. That means, practical example, that means you're in a group conversation, you're on a date, whatever. Somebody asks you, hey Joe, hey Payam, whatever. What do you like to do for fun on the weekends? And if you like to collect comic books or draw or paint, and you reserve it and you hold that shit in and you tell them, oh, I like to watch basketball and, I like to play poker sometimes and go to the casino. First off, you're robbing the other person of the ability to connect with you, and you're robbing yourself to connect with them. So there's two robberies occurring, right? Not only that, you're causing discomfort because inside that's not even you, but you're trying to put on this mask and fit in how society wants you to fit in. This is a huge mistake. Not only if you own up to yourself will you feel good and allow a connection to potentially be formed, You feel good about yourself. You feel more authentic. You're more at peace. You have less stress. Why? Because you're not trying to be somebody that you're not. Okay? Let's look at let's role play a few examples. Let's say you are at a coffee shop working with your laptop. You're drinking a latte, almond latte, and you see a woman walk in. And she sees on the back of your laptop, you have a lot of decals, right? Decals meaning stickers. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And whatever, maybe it's the Apple logo, maybe it's of Zelda, maybe it's of Mario Kart. I used to have the Zelda decal on my laptop, okay? And as she's walking by, she actually starts a conversation and says, hey, I love decals too. Where'd you get yours? If in that moment you kind of freeze and you're like, shit, if I tell her that I like decals, I'm gonna look super nerdy and blah, blah, blah. So I'm just gonna tell her this is actually my friend's laptop, or I bought this used and they were already there. She'll probably be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I like it. And then she'll walk off. And then at home, you're gonna go home and you're like, shit, why did I say that? Instead, why don't you just say, yes, I love decals. In fact, I think it's one of the easiest ways to showcase my personality with others. I see everybody else has a very plain laptop or MacBook Air, whatever. I want to be unique, and so I wanted to just kind of showcase my personality so everybody could see it. What if she does the same thing, right? What if she has the same quirk as you? You see how if you didn't tell her that, she would never know, and you potentially rob yourself of a golden opportunity, a golden chance to connect with a woman who right off the bat you have a connection with. This is why it's so important to be who you are all the time, okay? Again, that was one example from a romantic perspective. I could give you 17,000 other examples from work to friends to the gym, whatever. The point is, at the end of the day, when you feel a pause, a hesitation to not be who you are, to try to fit in from a quirk, hobby, style, interest standpoint, again, these are the 4 pillars, if you will. You're robbing yourself, you're robbing her, you're robbing him, if it's a connection in another way you want to create, and you're hurting yourself. And the worst part of all, which I haven't even shared with you yet, is you're building a habit that is not healthy for you. It's not going to help you grow. It's going to help you stay in your dark hole. You're not going to grow. You're not going to improve. You're not going to have the opportunity to see social situations from a different perspective. Okay? In order to grow, you must try something a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Just a little bit, right? I'm not telling you to go do something crazy. I'm telling you, when that opportunity comes, or that conversation arises, or that in-person interaction happens today, tomorrow, the day after, and they ask you, hey, what do you do for fun? Or hey, what do you like to do in your free time? Do not hold back. Do not hold back. You're robbing yourself from connections. This could be why you're lonely. It's because you've been putting on this cover, this bubble of protection, thinking you're protecting yourself, but you've been hurting yourself this entire time and you didn't even know. This is why so much of the self-improvement advice out there is just nonsense. People are trying to fit in and be another TikTok, Instagram model guy or whatever. I don't even know what's happening right now in this crazy world of AI and tech and all this stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. Anyways, be who you are. Don't rob yourself from connections. Don't rob other people from connections, and don't hurt yourself. You see the 3 negative side effects that occur? Don't do that. I promise you, if you actually implement some of what I'm saying, and you can listen to my advice, you could think it's garbage, shitty, you could think it's the best advice ever. Give yourself the gift of trying it. Just try it. What's going to happen? You share an interest, a quirk, a hobby of yours, and someone, they laugh a little bit. So what? So they laugh. Did they physically harm you? So what does it matter? Did you think everybody's going to have the same hobbies as you? Of course not. You're a smart guy. You never thought that. So why are you thinking that now? Don't do that. Use whatever it is that's unique or awkward or weird or strange or fucking different. Use whatever it is. It is your superpower. Do not hold back. You're going to be alone if you keep holding yourself back. I'm telling you. Don't do that. All right? If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And by the way, if you have a different point of view or you think my advice is garbage, I welcome all debates. I'm not trying to be right with everything that I say. No, a lot of what I say could be wrong. It could be different from how you think. I am open to learning your perspective too. I feel very confident in what I'm saying right now. You may think otherwise. Let's discuss it. Thanks for watching.